Hello, welcome to my channel, Mind Mastery for Wealth. My name is Rose Thompson, and I'm the founder and CEO of Mind Mastery for Wealth. In this video, I will share with you several of the key benefits that will be available to us under NESARA, GESARA. NESARA is specific to the US and is abbreviated for National Economic Security and Reformation Act, while GESARA is the global version of the Act and is abbreviated for Global Economic Security and Reformation Act. GESARA is applicable to most, if not all, the other countries on the planet. NESARA GESARA represents the most groundbreaking reformation to occur not only in the US, but in our entire planet throughout its entire history. This is to give you an indication of the impact that NESARA GESARA will have on our lives. Before I share with you the key benefits that will be available to us under NESARA GESARA, let me provide some historical background. There are several great moments in history that I'm fascinated with. One of these great moments is the rise and fall of emperors, great nations, republic. On February 22nd, 2022, the planet Pluto completed an entire cycle around the sun. It takes Pluto approximately 248 years to complete an entire cycle. On that same day, February 22nd, 2022, the planet Pluto occupied the exact same position in the sky over the US as it did on July 4th, 1776. I'm sure you recognize the importance of this date, July 4th, 1776, to the US. Great nations, empires, republics have a life cycle of approximately 250 years. That is, their lifespan is approximately 250 years. You recognize the closeness of the life cycle of a great nation, empire, republic to the life cycle that it takes Pluto to complete around the sun. That's approximately 248 years. So it's 250 years for the lifespan of a great republic, empire, great nation, plus or minus a few years. That compares very closely to Pluto's full life cycle around the sun of 248 years. Now, the planet Pluto represents intensity, destruction, transformation, and rebirth. Planet Pluto has similarity to the Phoenix, where old systems or way of doing things must collapse in order to give way for new and improved system. This is also similar to the concept of creative destruction. Now, I'd like to focus on the rebirth component of what Pluto represents. There is good information to suggest that humanity is on the crux of what is considered to be the golden age of peace and prosperity. And with this, within this golden age of peace and prosperity will be the greatest wealth redistribution in modern history for humanity. For a rebirth of a nation, generally, this is associated with a period of a golden age. Now, we are experiencing one of the most influential timelines in modern history. And the events that are occurring on these timelines are beyond imagination. The way they are being executed is with such a precision. I'll have to say it's the brilliance of the execution is just awesome. And these events are occurring behind the pandemic. What's also significant about this period as well is that several powerful cycles are converging. The cycles of economic expansion and contraction. We're also experiencing the cycle of debt and the cycle of war the cycle of the greatest disparity in wealth is also occurring. So this all sets up very nicely historically for the rebirth and the golden age of peace and prosperity. So I am curious to find out how these events will be recorded in history, whether on this timeline it will be noted that the US, a great empire, experienced a collapse, and within the same period also experienced a rebirth. Every indication is indicating that this is what is occurring, and I'm absolutely humbled and grateful to have had the opportunity to experience such a momentum, great period, great moment in history. There is every indication to suggest that NESARA, GESARA will come into being within this period of rebirth for the US with this golden age of peace and prosperity. I was well aware that there was an emerging great nation, but I thought coming at the end of the US life cycle of this 250 years, I thought this would have passed to another emerging superpower in the East. However, as I've indicated, that there's every indication, as I've stated, that there's every indication that the US is experiencing a rebirth. And with this rebirth will be the golden age of peace and prosperity, as I stated earlier. So let me go ahead now and share with you the key benefits that will be available to us under NESARA, GESARA. NESARA, GESARA will come into being during this rebirth of the US, and with that is the golden age of peace and prosperity. With NESARA, GESARA, there's also going to be a global currency reset and revaluation of asset as well as goods and service prices. There are approximately 20 key benefits that will be available to us under NESARA, GESARA. In this video, I will share with you 5 of the key benefits. I've organized the videos or to present the information in 4 parts. This is part 1. Parts 2 to 4 will be presented in other videos. Let me state that the information that I'm sharing with you in this video is for educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and therefore any financial or investment decision that you're considering, I'm suggesting that you consult a financial advisor. The first key benefit that will be available to us is what is considered to be a debt jubilee or a forgiveness of debt. And what this involves is the canceling or zeroing out of all credit card, mortgages, car loans and car leases, as well as student loans. And this is due to the illegal banking and government activities. And what causes these illegal banking and activities is due, government activities is due mainly to the interest that is being charged on these loans. The sources are suggesting that the interest portion should not have been charged on these loans. NESARA, GESARA has been in the making for decades, and many persons have worked behind the scenes to bring NESARA, GESARA into being. There are recent sources that are suggesting that only the student loans will have their outstanding balances canceled or go to zero. And in addition to the canceling out or the zeroing out of the student loans, all funds paid to date on the loans for both the principal portion and the interest will be refunded to the borrowers. And for the other categories of loan, the portions that will be refunded to borrowers is the interest portion. So there is revision. However, what is key is that there will be some refund if the balances are not zeroed out or canceled in totality. Significant portion of these loans will be canceled out. So I'm super excited about this benefit. I'm super excited because I'm so looking forward to having my loans either canceled or zeroed out or significant portion refunded to me. I'm quite sure this will resonate with persons who have outstanding loans. For the other key benefits, 2, 3, and 4, these benefits are directly related. And these are related because the debt jubilee or forgiveness of debt is really the Federal Reserve System worst nightmare. Think about it. No institution, financial institution, will want to write off so much, so significant a balance as what is being suggested or recorded under this GESARA. I should highlight that when I first came across this information, I thought it was the most bizarre thing. I just didn't think it was real. However, after observing the events for well over a year now, there is every indication that this will be a reality. As a matter of fact, last Friday, that would have been March 18th, 3 largest credit bureaus in the US announced they would begin removing most medical debt from the reporting process starting in July. So there's a good indication that the whole debt forgiveness has started. And sometime a few months ago, credit, student loans, related institution also started to write off outstanding balances for students. So that is suggesting that the process has already started to come now. This debt jubilee forgiveness of debt will be enabled by key benefit number 2 and 3, and to some extent number 4. So there is the creation of a new US Treasury banking system. There is actually a new banking system that has already been integrated quietly with the traditional legacy banking system. And there is a transition period. This system is referred to currently as a quantum financial system. This name may change as well, but this system will replace, this new international banking system will replace the legacy SWIFT system. And there is every indication that that system is being replaced because on the weekend of March 11, 12, Russia announced that it was coming off the SWIFT system and its currency, ruble, would be backed by gold. So Russia would now be using an alternative system. The Federal Reserve, the elimination of the Federal Reserve System is very critical to the implementation of NESARA, GESARA. The Federal Reserve System really represents the central bank of the US. In other countries, the Federal Reserve System is considered to be the central bank. Now, what is interesting about the Federal Reserve System is that it is not a part of the federal government of the US. The Federal Reserve System actually lends the federal government funds and charges interest on the funds that it lends to the government. So just think about the implications for policies for this arrangement. So it's very, very key that the Federal Reserve System be eliminated. There is the suggestion that on 2 prior occasions, persons behind the scenes tried to eliminate the Federal Reserve System and were unsuccessful. This is the 3rd attempt, and the events are suggesting that this time around the persons will be successful. The Federal Reserve System, my understanding is that it has already been backed into the US Treasury Department, and is now going through a transition period where all the Federal Reserve notes will be taken from the system. There's another key about the Federal Reserve note is that the note states Federal Reserve note, not US Treasury Department note, which brings me to key benefit number 4. Under NESARA, GESARA, a new US Treasury rainbow currency that's backed by gold or asset and other precious metals such as silver, platinum will be created. The image here represents what these currencies will look like. And again, it's my understanding that these currencies have already been issued to the various banks, just waiting for the announcement of NESARA to start the distribution. I also understand that NESARA is quietly operating in the background. It is enacted, it is coming into being, and what is finally remaining for the NESARA is a public announcement to the general public for NESARA. I also want to swing back to say that Russia as well has indicated that it has started the implementation of GESARA. So with Russia and other BRICS BRICS being Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, there's good indication that China as well is proceeding with backing its currency with gold. So these are very exciting periods for what is occurring behind this great pandemic. I'm super excited about what is unfolding on this influential timeline. For the key benefit number 4, I'm super excited. Here on the $20 note is proposed to be one of the world's most beloved President JFK. So if this if these notes as they're appearing are what will be distributed, then we can look forward to seeing President JFK on the $20 note. To give you an indication or to provide you with some resources in terms of the importance of having a currency backed by gold, silver, asset, platinum, and other precious method. Alan Greenspan, former chairman of the Federal Reserve, in his 1966 essay entitled Gold and Economic Freedom, provides very good discussion for the importance of having a currency backed by gold. In this essay, among other things, he highlights the importance of gold on inflation, the impact of gold on wealth protection, and the impact of gold on the expansion of credit. Very, very good discussion and resource for the impact of gold and economic freedom. Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater Associates, in his book, Principles for Dealing with Changing World Order, Why Nations Succeed and Fail, focus on the cycles that I spoke to earlier about the cycle of Pluto and the cycle of the lifespan for great nations, for great empires, and for a republic. He studied historical events specific to cycles over the last 50 years, and he focused on the rise and decline of empires. He also focused on the reserve currencies, and somewhere in this, in his book, would be the impact of gold as well, or gold as a backing any of these currencies during this period. This is a great read because what he highlights is the patterns that repeats themselves over and over throughout history. So again, two very good resources, Alan Greenspan on gold and the importance of backing gold, the currency with gold, and Ray Dalio presenting these cycles that repeats themselves historically over the last 500 years with a precision that is unbelievable. The fifth benefit that will be available to us under NESARA GESARA is the release of over 6,000 patents of suppressed technology. And this is relating to quantum healing technologies. Now, several great scientists, inventors have worked to create these patents whose work have been suppressed. One of these great inventors, scientists, is the great Nikola Tesla. I'm super excited about Nikola's work being made available now to humanity, because Nikola Tesla has been one of my greatest sources of inspiration, and he is stated on Mind Mastery for Web website as just that. Nikola Tesla for over 100 years have wanted to give humanity natural healing energy technology, and he has also wanted to give free energy devices. Nikola Tesla invented radiant energy, and there is the purple energy plate that is very effective for healing. So this is covering the health and wellness area, and I am quite sure complementary and alternative medicine, their focus will be greater once these patents have been released to us for healing. It's really going natural. It's all about energy, it's all about frequency, it's all about vibration. And in fact, Nikola Tesla had indicated that if we wanted to find the secrets of the universe, we should think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So really, again, fascinating period that we are entering into in this golden age of peace and prosperity. Another really impactful scientist, inventor is Wilhelm Reich. His work has been as well suppressed from us. He discovered orgone energy, and he also created the orgone energy accumulator. The indication is that this kind of healing energy modality, energy therapeutic, was very effective. So I am also super excited to that these patents and these technologies will be available to us during my lifetime. At Mind Mastery for Wealth, we are well equipped to help you with your financial wealth creation, health and well-being, as well as personal growth and empowerment goals. We are well equipped to help you to not only navigate during this golden age of peace and prosperity, but also to help you to thrive during this great period. one of the very important asset that is required during periods of great change is the correct mindset. Our services focuses on helping individuals create and nurture a mindset of possibilities and abundance. As a matter of fact, our signature training program, which we created not knowing that we were going to be experiencing a golden age of peace and prosperity, is entitled Possibility Thinking, Change Your Mindset to Create Wealth. And this is applicable to any period, but certainly effective during a period of great change. So we're well equipped to help you with your goals. We're well equipped to help you with your health and wellness goals. Over the past 14 years, my research has focused on health, on the heart, mind, brain, and consciousness. I have also conducted my own research, which is supported by giants in this field. From the financial perspective, my doctoral work has focused on the financial services sector, and I'm also well equipped from practice and career. As Mind Mastery for Wealth, we're well equipped to help you navigate this great period of change, to not only navigate, but to thrive during this great period. I'm going to encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and to share this video with any persons that you believe the content will add value to their lives. I have placed in the description below this video the contact details that we can be reached with any inquiries that you may have. I've also placed in the description the website address for Mind Mastery for Wealth. I'm encouraging you to visit the channel because I'll also be sharing the remaining 15 benefits that will be available to us under NESARA, GESARA. Again, thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I look forward to serving you.